Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Lee from Bukit Mertajam. So we are now at UASA Bahasa Melayu for SJKC, SJKT, SK. And this is the last video because we have already come to the last part, which is bahagian D. So you know that Bahasa Melayu has 4 bahagian or 4 parts, A, B, C, D. So we have already come to the last one, which is section D or bahagian D. Now we know that the whole paper, Bahasa Melayu, 1 hour and 15 minutes or 75 minutes. So you can see here, bahagian D suggested 20 minutes. So bahagian A, 20 minutes. Bahagian B, 20 minutes. Bahagian C, 15 minutes. Because it's only one paragraph, not more than 50 words. So 15 minutes should be enough, or even more than enough. And then this is the last one, longer, 50 to 80 words, a real essay. So this one, 20 minutes as well. So total 75 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes. Now, for the marks allocated, part A, you know that your allocation total 50 marks, okay? And I would like to let everyone know that bahagian B, somehow when I was doing my video for bahagian B, somehow I wrote 15 marks. So actually it's a mistake, it's 10 marks. I'm sorry about that. Please remember, part B is 10 marks. And this one, part D, is 20 marks. So the rest are 10 marks, 10 marks. So it's 10, 10, 10, 20. Total 50. So my mistake for this one. But then, if you look at my first video, the first time I made my video for UASA, Bahasa Melayu, and I introduced the format and the time, that one is correctly written. It's correct. That is correct. 10, 10, 10, 20. But somehow, as I mentioned, when I was actually focusing on bahagian B, instead of writing 10 marks, I wrote 15 marks. So please remember that, okay? I have already done my correction. I'm sorry about that. Now, bahagian D, 20 marks, 20 minutes suggested. And your essay must be between 50 and 80 words, not more than that. So it means to say minimum 50 words, maximum 80 words. And it's suggested that you write in 3 to 5 paragraphs. Do not write in 1 paragraph because it's wrong to do that. Essays are not written in 1 paragraph. Bahagian C is different. Bahagian C, I told you, it is specifically mentioned that you write in 1 paragraph. Okay, but this, no, this is a real essay, so it's different. So do not write in 1 paragraph, okay? Minimum 3 paragraphs, okay? Maximum 5 paragraphs. Later on, we will discuss further. Now, if we are talking about 1 paragraph writing, so for UASA primary school, it happens in bahagian C, 1 paragraph. Now, once you go to secondary school, UASA, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. Yes, there is one section on ringkasan, or in English, we call it summary. That, yes, your answer is in 1 paragraph, not more than 1 paragraph. But that is different because then you are given an essay and you have to summarize into 1 paragraph. For this, no, this is essay, this is not even summary. Okay, now, for this part of the exam, the test paper or the Bahasa Melayu paper for section D or bahagian D, you are given a picture. And from this picture, you can decide. Whether you would like to write using a formatted karangan berformat. That means using a format to write what you see from the picture. Or you can choose not to do so. You can choose to write karangan tidak berformat. That means no format. It's just an essay. So it's up to you. So for this part of the exam paper, you are actually given a choice. So it's based on your interest, what you like, because writing is your own style. Okay? And it's also based on your own ability, or we say kebolehan. Where does your ability lie, your capability? So there's no such thing as which is better. It is your own, your interest in writing, your style in writing, and as I mentioned just now, your own capability. Okay, now if you plan to write formatted essay, that means karangan berformat. If you like to write, go ahead. There are 7 types of format which you have to know before you actually sit for your exam. You must know how to write the format of the essay. So you are given, there are 7 formats which you have to know. First is berita, news. So normally news, we just write the name of the place, put a colon. Or you could be name of a place and then the date and then your berita, your news. For now, what I see is just the place. Put a colon and then you start writing your essay, your news report. Or it could, you must, not all. The second one which you must know the format is catatan. Catatan normally is bahasa Melayu diary. In English, we call it diary. It means maybe in one day, the different times, things that happen in the day by looking at the picture. So usually diary, you know, isn't it? You have to write the time and then, you know, or it could be a weekly diary. But looking at the picture, it should be once. So you just write down in a note form. Or, not all, you must also know how to write a dialogue. The format for a dialogue, which is so simple. If there are 3 persons in your dialogue, then just make sure that you write the first name, put a colon, then you write the question or the answer. Second person, third person, and so on. Okay? How to write a dialogue. So it could be a temu ramah wawancara, you know, like interviews, or, you know, a host and a guest, you know, just exchanging views, just speaking, asking questions and answering. Okay? And the fourth one which you must know is laporan. How to write a report. Okay? Or it could be a surat kiriman rasmi, or a formal letter. Or, not all, and you must also know how to write surat kiriman tidak rasmi, informal letter. Okay, what is the format like? Another one is syarahan. Syarahan is speech. How to write a speech. So syarahan bahasa Melayu, you know, ucapan is also, the style is the same, the format. Or we call it a pidato, a speech, or ucapan. Ceramah, you know, normally like if there are some activities or something, then people will come and give talks, you know, that's called ceramah. So how is the format like? If your plan is to write a formatted essay, you must know these 7 types. Any of these 7 types, if it's suitable for your essay, go ahead and write. But you still have to know the 7 different types of format. Now, you can also choose not to write formatted essay. That means a normal essay. So we call it jenis cerita. Write it in the form of a story, or we call it cereka. Cereka is cerita rekaan. You know, you based on the picture, you reka. Reka means to say you invent a story or create a story. Or it could be jenis keperihalan. That means based on experience what, or a picture, a mind picture, you know, what you see, what you hear, how you feel in the form of an essay. And there are other types of essays like fakta, which is a factual essay. And then, you know, like cara-cara. Cara-cara untuk mencegah penyakit demam denggi. Or langkah-langkah untuk menjaga keselamatan di makmal sains. Okay? Or kebaikan. Kebaikan berjiran. Advantages. Or it could be kepentingan. Kepentingan komputer. Or kepentingan air kepada manusia. Whatever. Okay? For that, it is suggested 3 per. Per is perenggan. 3 paragraphs is enough for this. Tidak berformat. You know why? 80 words. Some may write 50 words or 60 words. Imagine 60 words in 5 paragraphs. Just imagine. It means every paragraph probably 2 or 3 lines. So it doesn't look like a proper essay. So for this type of essays, tidak berformat, the best would be 3 paragraphs, more than enough. Okay, so if you are writing karangan fakta, a factual essay, like I mentioned just now, kepentingan air, or kepentingan komputer, or kebaikan tinggal di kampung, anything. First, you must have the pendahuluan. 3 paragraphs, how to write, my meaning. So first paragraph is the pendahuluan, the introduction. Per 1 is paragraph 1, perenggan 1. So if you're writing, if the topic in your mind based on the picture is about pollution, that is a pencemaran alam. So your first paragraph, because you're writing, you want to write about cara-cara untuk menghapuskan sesuatu, or cara-cara untuk mengatasi masalah pencemaran alam. So the first paragraph you have cara-cara, and then the keywords would be cara-cara and pencemaran alam. So make sure these 2 keywords appear in your first paragraph as you introduce the topic in your first paragraph. And then second paragraph will be your isi, kandungan, your content. The content will be about the ways already. So of course you know that when you write about the method or the way, you must write the way, the method, and then the reason for doing that. Then you can have contoh, example, you can have kesan, the effect, or a suggestion. Okay, so probably you can put the 2 isi together. And then the last paragraph is the penutup, the conclusion. So in conclusion for English, but bahasa Melayu would be kesimpulannya, and then give your conclusion. Okay, conclusion normally is what is your expectation, what is your hope, and then of course if you like, you can put in 1 or 2 peribahasa. 1 is enough. So in 3 paragraphs you can complete your essay, because as I mentioned just now, 50 to 80 words. How many paragraphs do you want? But for karangan berformat, yes, 4 to 5, because formatted means the first paragraph you have to, like laporan for example, title, and then the laporan, maybe you see the picture is like gotong royong. So you have to mention, it's a gotong royong, what is the organization, maybe by the school, an activity by the school, the date, and then from what time to what time is the gotong royong, and probably the tujuan, what is the motive, or I would say purpose of this gotong royong. And then starting the second, third, fourth paragraph, you can start telling us like a story form. Morning, what you do, you're divided into how many groups, how you clean up. Then, yes. And then the last paragraph will be your harapan. What is your hope? So you hope that the school will organize more, because it has already meningkatkan kesedaran. That means that it has already raised awareness on the importance of a clean environment. So your harapan is that every month you have 1 activity, such activity, or every year 2 times. So that, yes, you can put into maybe 4 or 5 paragraphs. Otherwise, if you are coming this side without format, then 3 paragraphs will be enough. Okay, so that's the end of my explanation. And I'm thinking, because the next one would be UASA, SJKC, SJKT, and SK, Bahasa English. So again, I did mention that I want to teach how to write essay for bahagian C, bahagian D, and I did mention that I would like to teach a little of this tata bahasa, which is actually grammar. So I'm still thinking how I would divide my time and arrange my videos. So just bear in mind, when you get my notification, when I have already uploaded my video, do watch and learn. Okay, that's all for this time.